Hey, everybody, Mike from DJ Mikie Mike here. Let me just kill my other channel down here in the background here. All right. So I don't know how I'm doing this, how it looks. Hopefully, it looks okay. Just a little retouching on the micro weddings. It's basically what I'm talking about. We've been getting a lot of posts on Facebook for micro weddings, and the couples, they want you to come and DJ like a regular wedding, not a micro wedding. It's a micro wedding, but not a micro wedding. They want you, your lights, with up lights, with everything. But they're saying, well, it's only a micro wedding because we're only having 40 guests or so. To me, that's still a wedding. I don't care if you have 10 guests, 40 guests, whatever. It's still a wedding. And I know DJs have their own price points. They have this entry level price point, then say bronze, silver, gold, and then a platinum. So okay, their bronze might be 1,200, their gold or silver might be 1,800, their gold might be 2,200, and their platinum might be $3,000. Well, these people they want a price below the bronze wedding, and because they're saying it's a micro wedding. But as a DJ, we don't have a micro price. We have a price that's a price. That's it. I mean, we have to make money. It's still the same amount of time we're putting into the job. We're still DJing for 5 hours, maybe 6 hours, depending on what part of the country you're from. And, it's, how could you say? They are looking for a micro price. That's plain and simple. They want it below your bronze price. They don't want to pay your bronze price even, but they want all of the annuities of having a micro wedding, of having a regular wedding, but for a micro price. That's why they're calling it a micro wedding. So I don't know if anybody's in the chat because I don't know. I can't see my Facebook or my YouTube channel. So let's see if I can see it here now. I'm going to check it on my phone and see if I'm live. Let's see. All right. So, no, that ain't it. I'm looking. Let me go here to my channel. All right, saying I'm live. Yep, there I am. Okay. Don't mind the mess in the background. So it's just I have everything scattered around my room right now. I have my mom's medication back there and stuff too. But the thing is, couples are posting on Facebook and other social media. They're having a micro wedding because they're having 40 guests, 50 guests, whatever. But they want uplights. They want special requests. They want. There might be 6 people in their bridal party, but each one wants a separate song and this and that. And it's unfortunate that we have. I got a message here. Hey, pretty boy, how you doing, buddy? It says your live comments are in a slow mode. Oh, this is the first time I ever went live with this program. It's riverside.fm. I got to read into it a little bit more because I'm supposed to have my background queued up behind me. I just want to pick up from where Dwayne left off last week. And it's unfortunate these couples today want everything. They want your best systems. They want your best lights. They want everything, but for micro price. And hopefully they can understand that, we have to make a living. We have a lot of work in a wedding. and they, they don't understand that. They're just thinking in their brain to get a cheaper price, have a micro wedding. But when they go to the venue, they book the venue. The venue ain't cutting the deal because it's a micro wedding. The venue is saying, okay, well, you have 50 guests. Here's the price. It's, some venues might be $100 a plate. Unfortunately, the one couple I called, they're having it at a very expensive venue, and the price per plate is roughly minimum $350 per plate. So, you're having 50 guests. Do the do the mathematics right there. 10 guests at 350, that's 3,500. Times that by 5, that's $17,500 they spent on food alone. But on the other hand, the other side of the spectrum, where we're at, they're cutting the price. They want us for $500-$600 only. But they want uplates. They want, say they want it like a club. They want the club lighting. Or if they just want the wash effects, that's fine too. But they want the premium package, our premium package, at a minimum micro price because they are titling it a micro wedding. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Yes, we do have speakers that are smaller that we use for maybe a small little party, backyard party, whatever, for a wedding ceremony. That is something different. So, like these couples have to understand. Like Dwayne explained it, you have your price for your speakers, your subs, your speaker stands. I mean, we have so many other expenses that we have to purchase this equipment. And, my speakers are paid off and they're still working for me, thank God. My speaker stands cost me $200 a piece. So, and I have four speaker stands just in case one breaks. I picked up a fifth one. And then, you got your uplighting. You could go with the top brand or the highest price brand out there. You're going to pay a couple $100 per light, more than a couple hundred, maybe $400-$500 per uplight. Or you could go with Rockville or both lighting direct, both lighting USA. And it's just unfortunate that these couples don't see it that way. And Pretty Boy said, I wouldn't do a wedding for less than 1,500 because there's only 5 people in attendance. Exactly. I don't care if there's 10 people. I don't care if it's just the bridal party. Pretty Boy, these couples have to understand they're working. When they punch in, they're getting paid by the hour. We're working. We don't have time clock that we punch in, but we do basically, we go to the meeting. That's time away from our family. That's gas money to go meet with them. We're taking text messages, phone calls from them. That's all time added up. You hire an attorney, just for an instance, hire an attorney. They charge you for a pencil. They charge you for every little thing. They mail a letter to you. They charge you for the paper. They charge you for the ink. They charge you for the stamp. They charge you for the envelope. They charge you for the person taking that envelope down to the post office. So it's the same thing. We are in our own business. We have to protect our interest in our business. And when you have these expenses, uplights, gas for your vehicle, insurance for your business, insurance for your vehicle, your cell phone bill, you have all these other expenses added in. You can't work a 5-hour wedding for $500 or $600. There's no possible way you can do that. If anybody has any questions out there, Pretty Boy's here. I know he posted there. Again, this is my first time going live with Riverside, so and I wanted to have the cue it up background behind me, and I don't know, everything got messed up. So this is part of cue it up. Me and my buddy Dwayne the Hitman D Dub, he can't be live tonight with us, and I'm here by myself, like he was here last week with himself, by himself, not with himself, but by himself, and then Buddy joined him afterwards. And you know, you got to understand too, these couples today. I mean, they're seeing the price of everything going up. They're seeing, inflation's hitting hard. Venues are charging more, but you don't know if when they book this venue, did they just book the venue now? Did they book the venue a year ago and waited now to try to book a DJ? Because maybe the DJ they had may have raised his price. So they're going to cancel, hire another DJ. They might have paid this DJ. Most DJs want 50% down as the retainer fee. And then 30, 60 days prior to the event, they want the other 50% down. So now they might have shelled out $2,500. So, well, we're going to call it a micro wedding. So we're only going to pay $500 for a DJ. That's all we have left because we paid another guy $2,500 already. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. And the couple I spoke to, I mean, the bride was very nice on the phone and very pleasant, but she said the only budget they have for a DJ is $500. I said, well, I'm sorry, I can't do it for $500. And I said, and good luck looking for a DJ at that price point. I mean, there might be a couple out there that will do it, but what are you getting? What type of DJ are you going to have for $500? I hear that the term tire kickers. Put your prices on your website. You'll get rid of the tire kickers. This that. Just remember, we started off. We were looking for those tire kickers. We wanted the experience. We want to say, hey, we did 10 weddings. We might have only charged 500. We might only charge 700, but we did them. Now that we have the experience, we can't forget about those tire kickers because those tire kickers put us where we are today. You have to take in consideration the couples having a wedding at a venue like I mentioned, which the price per plate is $350 per plate. Then you get somebody that might be having a wedding in a VFW at a pavilion. They're having it catered. The price might be only $40, $50 a plate. Big difference. Big difference. They may not have the budget for a $2,000-$3,000 DJ, but they may have the budget for our bronze package. Will we work with them? Yes, definitely. I would work with them. I would probably even cut them a little break for that. I mean, I understand I have to pay my 90% of my gear is paid for, but the thing is, you gotta look at the circumstances. Look at here's this venue charging this amount. Here's this pavilion, wherever fire hall charging this amount. These people paying $17,500 for food want you for $500. These people they might be having 100 people at their wedding, and they're paying $20 a plate, so they're paying $2,000 for the food. Well, guess what? And they're offering to pay you your bronze package. The other couple, they only want to pay you $500. No, that's what I'm suggesting with the micro weddings. It's not the size, it's not the amount of people that are there. It's the thing is, they're just trying to rush you into giving them a price giving them the gig for $500, and there's no possible way. Well, buddy, it's not who I'm going after. This person posted a thing on Facebook, looking for a DJ for a micro wedding. I call him up. I asked him, where's the venue? Um, how many hours? Do you need me for your reception? Oh, you need me for the reception? Do you need me for the ceremony? They needed me for the ceremony too. So I said, all right, well, I have to tally everything up. And I explained what I could do for them. They wanted the up lights, they wanted a nice atmosphere. But then once the elderly people left, they wanted more of a club atmosphere. I'm like, okay, all right. So again, they were paying $17,500 for their food. So when I came back and I gave them my price for their wedding, and the price said, well, I thought maybe around $700 the most. I'm like, there's no possible way. You're having it at a venue that it's probably going to cost you $45,000, because if it's costing you 17,500 for food, then you got the cost of your venue, you got your cost for your alcoholic beverages. I mean, it does add up. But then they're putting us, like I said in my other video, they're putting us at the bottom of the totem pole. We're down here, everything else is up here. 2 years from now, what are they going to remember? They're going to remember the photographer? Are they going to remember what they had to eat? No. They may remember the venue, but the one thing that they will remember is the DJ. And if the DJ does a crappy job, guess what? Boom, you're done. You know. But he has them. They are not your customer. Exactly, buddy. That's why I told him. I said, good luck. Good luck getting a DJ to bill in for you for $500. But the thing I'm thinking of is they may have had they may have booked a DJ last year when they booked their wedding, and now that everything has gone up, there's a couple multi ops around here, and their DJs are from New Jersey, so those DJs might have upped their price a little bit. So now all of a sudden they have a balance due with that DJ. So they figured, hey, just cancel them. They may have paid him $3,000. So now they might have had a $3,500 budget for a wedding, or $3,700 budget for a wedding, or for wedding DJ. Now they pay that guy $3,000 or $2,500, whatever. Now they have $500 left, or they have $700 left. They're just trying to push people in to accept that, and I won't accept it. There's no possible way. No way in God's name would I accept that. I mean, be honest with me. Hey, listen, we booked a DJ. His price went up. We don't have that money to cover him, but we're willing to work with you if you're willing to work with us. Yes, I'll be willing to work with anybody. But here's my bottom line package, and this is what you get with it. And that's all you'll get with it. Nothing else, nothing above it. You move up, price goes up. You move down, I don't care if you don't want certain things, the price is still that. Yes, but the it's a micro wedding is a small wedding. That's exactly how I take it too. But these people here around this area in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, certain parts of the Poconos, um, they're using it. They have a different interpretation of a micro wedding. Their interpretation of a micro wedding is getting a micro price for a DJ, possibly a micro price for a photographer. That's what their thing is. It's not a micro price. It's not. They're not considering the amount of guests, because I remember after COVID, I did a wedding for 34 people, and then I gave them the price, and they said, "Is that it?" I said, "Yeah," and the price was $2,800. They couldn't believe it. They were shocked. They said, "You're cheap." one of the cheapest DJs we called. I said, "Well, I'm willing to work with you." They didn't want all the uplights. They didn't want um, what do you call? They didn't want all the like a club atmosphere. They just wanted wash effects lights, which made it easier for me. And the thing is, they were micro weddings back then too, but they were willing to pay the price. Today, they're calling it a micro wedding, but they want to pay a micro price. That's the whole thing there. Again, this is my first time going live. I wish my buddy the Hitman D Dub was here. As you know, I'm the quiet one of the show when we do our podcast. I got to learn Riverside a little bit more. My background is supposed to be behind me. As you can see, I have my Mac behind me. I have my flight case with my FLX 10 in it. Got my mom's medication there, everything. And so everything's in the uproar up here. Can't keep the medication by her, so got to keep it up here safe and sound. But getting back to the micro weddings, across the country, people might be calling a micro wedding because they're having a small attendance in that wedding. Here, they're having a small attendance, but not only that, they want the DJ at a micro price, and there's no possible way I would do it. Buddy, I know you wouldn't do it. Pretty boy, I know you wouldn't do it. Will, I know wouldn't do it also. There are a few DJs I know that would do it, but that's their fault for doing it. What do I consider a micro wedding? A micro wedding is anything from 45 guests up to 100. And even if it's that amount of guests and they want everything in my I don't have no packages, but if they want uplights, they wanted this, they wanted that, like they wanted my whole kit and caboodle. Well, then they're paying the full price. I don't care if it's 50 people or 500 people. I may come down a little bit on the price because I wouldn't have to bring all my bigger sound system with me. Maybe I would knock off a little bit. But again, if they want the bang bang sound, guess what? They want it, they're gonna pay for it. That's the whole thing is. Um, but pretty boy, these people up here, like I was telling Buddy, they want a micro. They're considering it a micro wedding because of the amount of guests that they're having, but it's not truly a micro wedding. Is a micro wedding because the amount of attendance, but what they're trying to get is a micro price from the DJ, and it's unfortunate that you can't do that to DJs. Can't do that to photographers. They sure heck can't do it to the venue. The venue ain't gonna say, well, okay, you're only having 50 guests. Well, instead of paying $350 a plate, we'll knock it down to 125 a plate. They ain't gonna do that. 100, yeah. Well, that's including the bridal party. 100 people all total. That's what I'm saying. If it's 100 guests plus bridal party, then basically that's just a regular wedding. But if it's 100 people, including the bridal party, most bridal parties up around here usually average about, I want to say, 12 to 14 people, at least 7 couples coming in. So you got an extra 14 people, so you knock them off. So you're down to 84 people as actual guests. And then I wouldn't even include the parents, so they get a minus 4 more people. So you're down to 80 people. Basically, those people are going to be there no matter what. So that's what I would do. Again, this is a lot of fun doing this live. I just wish I had my background up behind me. 50 or less is great. Yeah, too. I mean that's basically a micro wedding. But these people up here, they're their interpretation of a micro wedding is a micro price. I mean, they want the DJ to DJ their wedding for more than it's how can I say my party prices, like say for a 4th of July party or for a graduation party, is more expensive than they want me to DJ their wedding for. And they can't understand that, but it's a micro wedding, Mike. I don't care. I just don't. It's not that I don't care. It's I have to work. I have a lot of time that's going to be involved in this, and that's it. It's just you have to do it that way. And buddy, your venues out in your area are beautiful. Pretty boy, you do a great job, man. You're DJing, your mashups that you're doing, Mackenzie's that you posted. I mean, awesome jobs that you do. Will, I mean, he was just that this poor guy. He did a wedding this past weekend, and it rained. He has a wedding this Saturday, and I think it's supposed to rain again. So when we were talking, I told him, I said, "Geez, well, I guess we're gonna call you the rainy DJ or something." But there's so much to take into factor that couples don't understand. They not they don't understand, they don't know. You have speakers, you have your equipment, you have your hard drives, you have your computers, you have this, you have that. I mean, it adds up. Total cost is thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, one of the new things in our area too is the couples are going to Guitar Center and renting equipment. Last year at a local venue that I DJ at a lot, they had back-to-back weddings, one Saturday, one the following Saturday. And the manager asked, "What time is your DJ coming or band coming?" And both couples said, "Oh, we don't have a band, and we don't have a DJ." Fine. And they were basically micro weddings. They were about 60 guests, if that. The one I think was 160 guests. So they went up, they rented equipment. The one couple rented a couple extra lights, so it cost them a little bit more. I think it cost them about $1,400 or $1,600. And the other couple, they rented, I think, one light, two speakers, a wireless microphone. They went up, I guess, to Guitar Center. I guess they gave them some lessons on what to do and how to hook it up, and away you go. And they had to have the equipment back there by a certain time the following day. That's it. And then also they had to sign some kind of contract. If they damage the equipment, they have to purchase it. Problem. Well, here the thing is, they got everything set up. The venue is Fortunately the venue was open the night before, so they could come in, set everything up. Day of the wedding. Now, buddy knows it. Pretty boy, you know it. All the DJs out there know how to do a wedding. You have your cocktail hour. You're not going to blast and blaring your hot dances for the night. You're not going to put your top songs right in the beginning. You're not going to have the music blasting. Then you got dinner hour. Usually, playing some nice, easy listening music. Maybe some Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé, Harry Connick Jr., Dean Martin, whoever. And it's even at a lower volume. Then you have your reception. Boom. Dancing hours. Your volume goes up. And it goes up a little higher. Then eventually starts to come back down. Well, both of these weddings, the manager told me they were a complete disaster. They walked in. The one bridesmaid was doing the introductions. She was intoxicated. The music was so loud you couldn't hear her introducing the couples coming in. Um, they're out in the music was blasting from the time they got there to the time they left. Then, like, there was no cocktail hour music. There was no dinner hour music. It was just dance music from start to finish. How much would I charge for my wedding? You gotta show up with your laptop, controller, and everything else is provided by the venue. I would still charge minimum I would do is 1,200. That's the minimum. I mean, again, you still have the meetings with the couple. You may have to create certain songs for them. You may have to edit music for them. So the minimum price there is $1,200. If I just had to take my laptop and maybe a couple of lights, boom, that would still definitely $1,200 is the minimum. So the following wedding, the following week, again, they came in, music's blasting. They had somebody doing the introductions. It was a gentleman, and his voice was a little bit louder than the female's voice the following week or the previous week. And people heard him, but they still really couldn't hear him because the music was so loud. Again, no cocktail hour music. It was just bangers, boom, boom, boom. Halfway through the night, there's no more bangers left, so they're just listening to music. It's like you've been better off just bringing a boombox with you, but they paid $1,400 to rent this equipment. They had the Cupid Shuffle on during dance hour at the dancing hours, and unfortunately, the gentleman who was running the Spotify playlist through his phone into the speakers decided he had to go to the bathroom. Goes to the bathroom. Well, he decided he wanted to go have a cigarette. So, I don't know, some venues, maybe in other states, allow you to smoke in them. This venue doesn't. None of the venues here in Pennsylvania allow you to smoke inside the venue. Well, the gentleman goes outside for a cigarette. And right in the middle of the Cupid Shuffle, boom, it's dead. So now everybody's looking for this gentleman. Where is he at? Where is he at? They went outside. Well, here he went down around the side of the building to have a cigarette. Nobody could find him. Here he came back about 10 minutes later, and the Cupid Shuffle came back up. So it's like people realized they thought they were saving money by going and renting their own equipment and having people play their Spotify playlist because they were micro weddings. They paid $1,400. It was run like a circus. Exactly, but they got what they paid for. They, they, couples don't realize how much work a DJ does for a wedding, for them to make them shine for the night. And we put ourselves out on the line. We're human. We may make mistakes. We may mispronounce a name. We're human, so we're all subject to mistakes. But we know our job. We know cocktail hour. We know dinner hour. We know cake cutting. We know what songs are the bangers. We know when to play them and not to play them. These couples just took it upon themselves. We're having a micro wedding, 40 guests, 50 guests. They couldn't get a DJ for that price. They only wanted to pay 1,000 or 1,100 or 1,400 bucks. Here, they ended up making it a circus for all their guests. They said the guests were complaining that it was too loud. People were leaving. They ate dinner and they left. Some people didn't even eat dinner and they left. It was a complete circus. Hey, well, what's happening, man? First time going live here, brother. We're cue it up the follow up on micro weddings. But again, Buddy knows, Will knows, Pretty Boy knows. I mean, we all know there are micro weddings that will pay you for what they want. They want everything. They're going to get everything, but they know the price is going to be a fair price. We're not going to rip them off. This is our price. We're still doing the same amount of work if it's for 50 people or if it's for 200 people. If it's over 200 people, we're doing a little bit more work, so we have to charge more because more equipment, hired hands we have to have come in with us to help set up other stuff. It just as the attendance grows, so does the price grow because the stuff that we have to bring us, that's why we have to knock up the price a little bit. But my intentions, like talking about this micro wedding, um, buddy, I wish I could. I This is the first time I'm using Riverside, so I really don't know how to do it. Let me see if I can figure it out here. Uh, Times then. I don't know how, but I will get that the next time. I will definitely get that. It was just this is something I just did quick. I didn't think I was gonna go live tonight, but I figured I'll go live for maybe about a half hour and go from there. And it was just something last minute. So I don't know how to adjust the time on the. Let's see if I go over here to settings. Maybe I could adjust it over here. Let's see. No, that doesn't do it. Uh, Chats. Hmm. I don't know exactly where. That will be one thing I will have to uh, correct next week, definitely, because I may go live again. See how this goes. I mean, it might be on a subject from Cue It Up. It might be on a subject from the Round Table. Might be a subject from Brian Red or John Colley or other DJs out like the Cupid Shuffle. They make some great content. I love those guys. The guys, Dan and his wife, I love them. They're great people. They make some excellent videos. There's a lot of DJs out there that are making excellent content. There's some DJs that are going above and beyond for their customers, and then there's some DJs that are just just that's all I could say. As a DJ, I feel the same party, small beat, small. Yeah, I mean, well, you're right. Sometimes it's a small party. I had people rent my speaker off me. They only wanted one speaker. I said, "You sure you don't want two?" No, just one mic. It's okay, no problem. I told them the price to rent the speaker. Boom, they had the cash money ready for me right there and then, which was good. They rented off their phone, and it was a party. A wedding is a different thing. People don't realize that it's a monster in itself, an animal in itself, whatever you want to call it, and you have to you have to know what you're doing, and you can't, like you said, that the term tire kickers, whatever. We all were there. Every single one of us DJs. We were looking for those tire kickers, and we were sometimes, we would give them a price of maybe, you know, $400 for a wedding. And man, they were like, dude, we'll take this up because this guy's a dummy. He's going to DJ a wedding for $400. We didn't know better. But it taught us. We grew. And I don't want to use the terminology tire kicker. There's always going to be those low budget clients out there that are looking for the lowest budgeted DJ. It's just like us. We go food shopping, we go automobile shopping, we go clothes shopping. You go to the store, you see it there for a price, and then you come home, you check it out on Amazon. Well, it's the same thing, and it's $10 cheaper. Well, I'm going to order it from Amazon. I mean, these people are just shopping around, so I don't blame them. But again, I give them my price. That's it. I don't. My website is so old. I don't even bother with it because again, this area, it's hard. It's really hard. The shuffle. Oh, I say Cupid shuffle. I'm sorry. See, and this is the first time, so I'm making mistakes here, you know? I lost my shell from my, earbud, so that's why I have that in my ear. I'm all nervous going live here. I can imagine, my buddy, he might be putting me to the test, on one of his videos on Wednesday night, busting my butt and burning me out here, you know? Mr. James King. Hopefully I got that right because I usually say James Knight, you know? But again, getting back to micro weddings around here, like not around here, but on Facebook around here, they're looking for a micro price. It's a micro wedding, but they want a micro price. And Dwayne did an excellent job last week in the video. And he even mentioned, he goes, I wish Mikey was here so you could discuss it more. And that's what I wanted to do. Like in my video that I made, these couples, I mean, they're putting everything up here. Like the venue's number one. No ifs, ands, buts about that. Number two should be definitely be the DJ. Three, the photographer and the florist. And then everything else down below that. I mean, your centerpieces, your this, your that, you know. I mean, your formal attire, that's already said and done with you. The bride has her dress or gown, and the bridesmaids have their dresses, the groomsmen. I mean, I didn't even, at the last couple of weddings I did, I didn't even see the groomsmen in tuxedos. They just suits, that's it. You're at Spring Lodge Resort this Saturday, and Will, it's going to rain again. My God. Anybody's planning a wedding, call DJ Will, because rain on your wedding day means good luck. For me and my wife, I don't know what we had. It started off at 80 degrees that morning. We got married on Veterans Day. 80 degrees in the morning. Went to church. The church had started raining. And then we went to the reception hall. It was still raining. By the time we came out of the reception hall, we had 8 inches of snow on the ground. So we had spring, summer, winter, and fall wrapped up in one day. So I guess you could say it's a little chaotic married life, you know? But again, I'm going to have some stuff. I have to work this out. I'm going to watch more videos on this about the chat and stuff like that. I don't know why it's doing that. I can't see anything here. Let's see, edit. Nope, that doesn't have nothing to do with that. That just mutes me. I don't see anything to do with the chat. I'm so sorry that it's on a delay. Definitely next week or maybe the week after, maybe Sunday I'll do. Well, no, me and Dwayne are doing our show on Sunday. So I just wanted to clarify some other stuff. Like it just, these couples here that are posting stuff on Facebook, they're not looking because it's a small wedding. They're looking for a small price. They want the best of the best, but they want not the best price. They want the cheapest price from the best DJs around the area. And there's no DJ. Well, there are a couple DJs they know that would suck it up for that price. And I there's no possible way I would take my equipment out for that. I wouldn't even take out my battery powered speakers for $500. I'm sorry, there's no possible way. No. So, buddy, do you have a gig this weekend, man? Well, you're at up at the Springs Lodge Resort. That's cool. I was never there. I was at Pocono Manor, and that that place was beautiful from the front side. But if you went around to the backside, it reminded me of The Shining, and I could still see Jack Nicholson crashing through the the door with his axe and saying, "Honey, I'm home." So I mean, that was a place and a half. I mean, beautiful, beautiful resort, but let me tell you, the backside of it was spooky back there. It was supposed to be haunted, and I believe it was because when my reception was over, there was nobody else in there except for me. It was all hardwood floors, and I could hear click, 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 click running across the floor. It sounded like children's feet running across there. Are you guys being able to type in there, or is it still on a delay? Monogram ceremony, uplights. Oh, geez. Well, you got your hands full. And you said it's indoors, correct, Well? Again, I'm going to have to get all this set up the correct way for next week. Unfortunately, this was just a whim that I did this live tonight. I watched our video again from last week. I wasn't on it. Buddy, thank you for sitting in. Um, it was just, I'm like, okay, wait, I want to clarify some of the stuff about the micro wedding. And it's not just the wedding here, it's the how these couples are perceiving it and what they want from the DJ. They're saying it's a micro wedding, but they don't want it at our lowest package price. They want it at the cheapest price they can get. But I don't know if they're going to get a DJ to book them, because I really don't think it's going to go well for them. So it's just unfortunate. The interpretation of the micro wedding I wanted to perceive for Dwayne to really know it was not that it's a small group wedding, it's the price that they're looking at for their DJ. That they're trying to sucker the DJ in, saying, well, it's a micro wedding. He's going to cut us a break because it's only 30, 40 people, 50 people, 60 people. It don't work that way, people. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. It's us DJs have a lot invested in this, so it's tough for us too. I mean, cost of living's up, not just for you guys, it's up for us too. We got to travel to the venue. That's that there is a cost in itself. Oh, your ceremony's outside at 4 p.m. I'll be praying for you, Will, that it ain't raining, man. We keep my fingers crossed. Just this past week, you could say it was, like I said, I consider 100-person, not 100-person, but 100 people come up and say, well, we have 100 people at our wedding, but then how many guests do you have? And it's basically 80 guests. Well, I did a party this past week, and it was for the state constables, parole officers, probation, and U.S. Marshals. And there was approximately, I want to say, about 75 to 90 people there. And I mean, it was a 2025 or 2016, our country 250 years old, and they wanted red, white, and blue. They wanted some uplights. I was fine with that. They weren't worried about no wash lights or club effects because the venue was outside. So I'm like, all right, no problem. But I just told my price, and oh yeah, no problem. Like 1, 2, 3. That was a micro party, and they had no problem paying me what I wanted. These people, these micro weddings, they want it for $500. No possible way. Like that party I did was down in Lancaster, 2.5 hours away from my house. I called up U-Haul. The see how much it would be to rent a van. To rent a van to go down to Lancaster and back, it would have cost me over $400. So, even if I have to go an hour away from here and I rent a van, that's $400. You have to add that onto the price. And luckily, that one micro wedding, it's only maybe about 20 minutes away. So you don't need to rent a van or anything like that, or rent a trailer or whatever. But the thing is, you still put wear and tear on your car. So, if they're charging $400 for the round trip for the van, now your vehicle, you don't have to charge them 400. Not say you're going to charge them an extra 250 or even say $275. Add that into your price because that's what it's costing you for your vehicle to travel down to that party and back home. There's gas, there's everything. So that's basically it. You have to take into consideration everything. Your gas prices, your travel time, all that is in the price. Definitely in the price. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys for coming in. I got one like. Hopefully somebody can smash another like button. What's more important about being a good DJ or a good MC? You know what? Well, you're bilingual, so you have an advantage over me, buddy. Matter with Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy's bilingual too, so I don't have to worry about him. But being not just an MC, you have to know when to talk. You have your introductions, you do them, you try to do them flawlessly. Like I said, we are all human. We all make mistakes. We may mispronounce somebody's name. I did one wedding. It was a Latino wedding, and everybody that was in the bridal party, they were just regular people. They weren't Latino. And there was one Latino in the wedding, and he wanted his last name said. He said, all you got to do is roll your R's. I said, I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry. So I practiced and practiced and practiced. I did get it out, but it wasn't exactly the way it should have been, but it was good. Diesel, buddy, diesel is up to 520 a gallon. I believe it. I believe it. I mean, you do get better fuel mileage with your diesel, but again, you're getting better mileage, but you're paying a higher price. That's unfortunately, the economy is really in a slump right now. Hopefully, we'll pick back up. But these couples again got to consider what it's costing us for running back and forth to meetings and what it's costing us to drive to their venues and breaking down, setting up and break back down, drive back home. It's costing us a ton of money too. But going back to Will's question, MC or DJ, basically the MC, if you do it properly and you do your right announcements when you're supposed to, that's what I'm calling an MC. I know some other DJs, they're on the microphone continuously. They're hemming and hawing about this and that. And all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a 1980s set coming up. We're going to be cranking out some 80s for you. Don't talk on the microphone. Play the music. You're at a wedding. You're not at a graduation party or in a bar DJing somewhere. This is a wedding. It's totally, totally different. So that type of emceeing, that's built for it, Bart. Emceeing for a wedding is basically the way I do it. Here's my factor. I know I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. I watch DJ Bar, a bunch of other DJs, and they'll come out and they'll say, "Hey, everybody, how y'all doing?" The one thing I love what Brian Red does, can you hear me? If everybody can hear me, say okay. Then the microphone's working. Great, that's perfect. But then you get these other DJs. Hey, I'm DJ so and so, and here we are at so and so resort or wherever the venue's at, and I'm gonna be your host. I'm gonna be your MC. We're gonna have a great time tonight. People, could I hear you make some noise? Let's start giving it up before I introduce the bridal party. That's all good, I guess. That's their style. My style is I will come on the microphone. I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Mike. I don't know. I'm sorry. No. I do not announce my name at that point in time. I will say, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would need everybody to please kindly take your seats. We'll be introducing the bridal party in approximately 8 to 10 minutes. And that'll be from, the venue manager or from if they hire a wedding planner. I don't even want to get into that one. And then I'll do my introductions. Then after introductions, I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it's not always ladies and gentlemen, it might be friends and family. I try to change it up, you know. And all right, friends and family, at this time, Jessica and Jeff are going to do their first dance as husband and wife in public. So let's give them a nice warm welcome for this. So they do their dance. Once they may want the dance faded out. Once they fade it out, then I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, again, let's give it up for not our bride and groom. I'll go by their names, Jeff and Jessica. Then I'll say, Jess, can you please wait on the dance floor? And then I'll call her dad out to the dance floor. Dances with his daughter. And again, I'll make, some little comment about that. Then I'll call the groom out, not by, hey, groom, call him out by his name, Jeff. Can you please come out to the dance floor? And also, we need Stephanie, his mom. Please come out on the dance floor. Your son has picked out a beautiful song to dance with you too. Then once that's over, I'll ask people to, give it up for them, nice warm clap for them. Then it'll be toast. And I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, now again, not ladies and gentlemen, it might be family and friends. Or I'll say, all right, people, here we go. Now we're going to start getting into the fun part of the action of the night. We have our best man giving a toast, and following the best man, we have our maid of honor, our matron of honor, giving her toast. Then that'll go on. Then I'll say to ladies and gentlemen, our family and friends, if it's a sit-down dinner, please kindly remain seated. The staff is going to be serving our salads first and then serving the dinner. If it's a buffet style, ladies and gentlemen, please stay seated at your table. A member from the staff will kindly come up and dismiss each table. That'll be it. Then for cake cutting, I'll mention, Jeff and Jessica to cut their cake and put their song on. And all right, hey, everybody grab your phones. Who's going to get cake in the face first and go from there. But these other DJs that are talking and, introducing themselves and introducing the venue they're at, and isn't this a beautiful place and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Listen, you're not the main attraction. Get back behind the booth. These people know where they're at. They got an invitation to come to Jeff and Jessica's wedding at so-and-so resort. So they know where they're at. If they look around, they don't see people that they know there. Uh-oh. Then we're like, oh boy. Exactly, Kenny. Except for the cake cutting. A lot of the venues around here like to do the cake cutting right after toast. Some like to do it right as soon as dinner's almost done. I, I had one. They did everything right in the beginning. I mean, they did the Polish bridal dance. They did the bouquet toss, the garter toss. They did everything. I was surprised. But then the rest of the night was so easy. It was just a party the rest of the night. So Kenny, that's a good point there, man. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Beach, well, pretty boy, yes. I mean, I see your mashups, and let me tell you, You do a great job. I know you do a great job at emceeing too. I know you have your brother-in-law, he does, the emceeing for you. He does a knockout, believe me, he really does. Oh, well, you're $6 a gallon for diesel up there? Oh, Jesus. You better fill up down here on Wilkes-Barre. Well again, it's the venue, it's the couple's choice, but the venue tries to talk the couple into, if it's a smaller wedding, to cut it right after the specialty dances. So this way the staff could take the cake and start preparing it. Because the people, you got 30 or 40 people eating, but it's going to go quick. This way the cake will be ready, boom, it'll be served, and we can get on with dancing. So that's why, I mean, the cake cutting is always, I leave that up in the air. But I like to get it done. I usually like to get it done right when dinner's almost over, because the bride and groom don't escape. You find the bride, then you're going looking for the groom. Then you find the groom, then you're going looking for the bride. But if it's a micro wedding, it ain't too bad. You could pick them up pretty quick, you know. But just to re- restructure what our show is supposed to be about last week, the micro weddings. It was about different posts that were on Facebook here locally. It was a micro wedding, but it wasn't just a micro wedding. They wanted a micro price. That was what got me thinking, like, what are these people thinking? What do they want from the DJ? So I it pretty much you hit the nail right on the head there. It depends how big the cake is. I did one wedding. The cake was 7 tiers. It was enormous. I like what they're doing now. A lot of the brides are picking out cupcakes, and then they have a small little round cake they cut, and a lot of them are doing that in private now. So I'm not questioning it. That's one less thing for me to announce. That's one less thing that I have to announce. Well, yes, no, they're going to cut their cake. Then you have a special song for them to cut the cake. So that's a little burden off my shoulders, so which is great, and it'd be burden off other DJ shoulders also. But then you got couples that want, I mean, they want everything, everything, everything. It's like, oh boy, like, do you realize here in northeastern PA, our receptions usually start at 5 o'clock. That's your cocktail hour from 5 to 6. 6 to 7 is dinner, or 6 to 7:30, because you have your introductions, then all your formalities. You sit down for dinner. Then right after, like almost the end of dinner, you have your cake cutting. Right after cake cutting, that's when we open up the dance floor. So you're looking at maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes worth of dancing. The one couple wanted to do the toilet paper game. And I was like, okay, well, whatever you want to do, we'll do. They want to do the shoe game too. I was like, wait a second, can you just please pick out one? Why, Mike? Well, you have 2 hours and 20 minutes worth of dancing. We're going to do the shoe game, and you're giving me 20 questions to ask. That's a half hour right there. Then you want to do the garter toss, the bouquet toss. You want to do the Polish bridal dance. I said, you're looking at maybe about 40 minutes worth of dancing for the whole night. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. I've been doing this line up. I know what I'm talking about. So it's like, you just have to go with the flow. Where do you place your ceremony speaker during an outdoor ceremony? Well, I take the advice from the venue. A lot of venues, well, I'll give you one. The one venue I went to, they would not let me put the speaker up front. They knew, has to be in the back. I said, well, I prefer to be up front. No, not allow you to put it up front. I'm like, okay. Another venue, again, they would not allow me to put it up front. This one venue, they let me place the speaker. It was up front, but off to the side, which was nice. And it was basically right up by their archway. And it really blended in with the archway. I mean, it didn't take away from any pictures or anything like that. So having the speaker up front is a benefit for you and also the guest because now the guest can hear everything coming right from the person, the ordained minister, the priest, whoever's doing the ceremony. They hear it directly hitting them head on. If it's from behind, you may have a little delay, and you can set up for that delay. But again, also, you don't know how loud that person's going to be. You don't know how long they're going to last talking. I had one lady I worked with. She spoke for over 45 minutes straight, and it was a 90-degree day out, and it was an inside chapel, which was no air conditioning, and people wanted to get out of there, but she just kept on talking. Again, you just have to go with the flow there, you know? The middle ain't too bad, Will. Depending how big the crowd is. If it's a real big crowd, I would try to suggest having you being put up front. That would be great. I seen the X5 just came out with a new microphone. You could plug that into your speaker, and you don't have to worry about running your your microphone up there, your like XR cable. You don't have to worry about your station, like for the microphone. This is just like the adapter for the X5 U35. It has the little adapter you could plug into the bottom of your SM58, 57, whatever, and a XLR cable microphone, and then you plug the other one to the back of the speaker, and boom, you got a wireless speaker. So that's a plus in our behalf. You don't have to worry about mounting everything up on top of the speaker and getting that special wire to run from your microphone station into the into the speaker to power it up or anything like that. So that's a good thing there. Ooh, excuse me. You want to be heard, not seen. Well, yeah, exactly. The one venue that I DJ at a real lot, they put me back behind the shrubs, so you can't see me at all. You could you could hear the person speaking because I had them mic'd up. Um, can't see my speaker. You can't see nothing. I mean, I'm just blended in with the shrubbery there, so which is good. And I get you there, pretty boy. You know, it's but again, that's the venue's call. I mean, I've suggested places where I would like to be, but when the venue says no, you have to be here, that it's the couple's wedding day, but venue, they own the property, they own, I mean, if you go in a certain area, maybe their insurance ain't going to cover you if something happens. I mean, there's so many different factors in that. It's unbelievable. Well, I got 4 thumbs up. I appreciate it for the first time going live. And I got my mom calling. I'll show you right here. Grammy. I have to get down and give her medication. So I'm going to let everybody go. I appreciate you for joining me tonight. I'm Mike, DJ Mikie Mike. I'm missing my buddy, the Hitman G-Dub. We will be live Sunday for Cue It Up. This is just a part of Cue It Up. Just trying to tell you what I was trying to interpret to Dwayne about the micro weddings, what we're having here in Northeastern PA. It's not the size of the wedding, it's the amount they want to pay the DJ. They don't want to pay us, plain and simple. That's a sad thing. So, Will, Buddy, Pretty Boy, Kenny, thank yous all for stopping in. I truly appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for the thumbs up. And I'll see you on the next live one, okay? Hopefully I did a good job. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Remember, like and subscribe to DJ Mikie Mike. Also, like and subscribe to Dwayne the Hitman D Dub, TBM Productions, DJ Will. Like and subscribe to his channel. Pretty boy, we gotta like and subscribe to your channel also. Again, I'm bad with the Latino name, so forgive me on this. I made Butcher Le Crosson Entertainment. Or I'm not going to try to say it. I'm going to butcher it. Also, you got Jesus. We got DJ Reese. We have James King. We have my buddy, the coolest DJ on the beach, DJ Cool Thing Official. We have a bunch of DJs in this collective. We all try to respect each other, which not try to. We all have to respect each other and try not to cut each other down. Try to support each other, build each other, build it, build us all up. We may not have all the same equipment. We may not have all the same price point with our DJing. It depends on the area that we're in. So we have to go by our price point here. As a people, it might be out in California, their price point may be different. It might be out in where the Cupid shuffles. I mean, the shuffle couples at. I got that one there pretty boy. Where they're at. I mean, everybody's price range is different. It's amazing. I mean, you go 30 miles to the northeast of me, and the price point is basically almost zilch for DJing a wedding and stuff like that. It's just so sad, So again, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight on this live. This was part of Cue It Up. Don't have the sign behind me. I'm sorry about that. Dwayne, hopefully you'll catch us on the replay and talk to everybody soon. Remember, practice and enjoy. God bless. Have a great night, everybody, and a safe weekend. And knock them dead with your gigs this weekend. Peace. DJ Mikie Mike is out.